as you guys are hitting scale, I saw you have a huge background in technology, pretty cool career there at Microsoft and some other places. And also you have that founder streak in you as well. But I'm curious, like now that you're hitting this scale, obviously that you have there's several hundred employees. It's a big, or it's a medium, I guess, SMB, but it's growing, right? And you're serving the whole country. What type of scale issues from a technology standpoint are you currently working on today?
So it's interesting. I was thinking about this. I mean, the beauty of being software is in many ways the technology is actually the easiest part to scale. Particularly for business like ours, we've been cloud native since day one. We've got kind of a headless composable system that's a mix of different services that we can scale independently. Tools like AWS have provided managed services to cover such a broad range of the kinds of resources that we would need to consume on technology platforms. So actually, we've had surprisingly few challenges scaling the actual core technology platform. But at the same time, we're a physical goods business delivering physical product to consumers. So that's the area where scaling is more challenging and has to be managed with a lot more rigor. So to kind of give you a sense of the pace we went through in the early stages of the business, we managed our own fulfillment since day one. So we kind of we hold our own inventory, we pick, pack, and ship our own boxes, and it's atypical for really early stage e-commerce businesses to do that. But we chose to do that for a couple of reasons. One is no one is actually doing this. Back in 2014, certainly no one was doing this in grocery at all at any scale. So like the quality of service would have not been something that we would have gotten from a third party. Second is, we want to be able to take as much cost out of our entire supply chain as possible and pass those savings on to the consumer. So we took this on, and when we launched the business, we had 2,500 square feet of warehouse space. And within 18 months, that expanded over 700,000 square feet of warehouse space in a very short period of time. So then managing those transitions while maintaining quality, efficiency, and quality and efficiency at that pace is really challenging because you're hiring a lot of people. You've got to get those people trained. Every order needs to go out with the same SLAs and kind of quality level as the one before. So that's been an area of major investment for us, and it kind of comes down to getting a combination of the right leadership into some of those roles on the operational front and the more operationally intensive sides of the business, and then having good process and also really keeping our ear to the ground in terms of how consumers are receiving the experience and making sure that we've got both good metrics, but then also good qualitative feedback channels to ensure that things aren't degrading as the volumes grow. So in terms of the kind of the consumer facing aspects of the business, scaling logistics has been the most kind of challenging and resource intensive part of it. Beyond that, as companies scale, the areas that get really interesting are as we've hired a lot of people, how do we continue to ensure that people have the same level of alignment to the mission, context around what we're trying to do, as when we were a really small company? So we kind of fit everyone into a single room. It's really easy to keep everyone aligned. Once you're at several hundred people, often doing really specialized roles, some of whom have not been with the company a long time and don't have the kind of tribal knowledge that the early folks do. It's really easy for businesses and individuals to sort of get out of alignment with the core business. And the way we've tried to tackle this, and this is continuous work in progress, is how do we continue to focus on company values and have that be kind of a consistent language that we use to drive who we bring into the team, how we expect people to make decisions, what those decisions should result in, and so on. And the other piece is being as transparent as possible as a company and providing as many people as much context as we can. So example of this is we still do a weekly all hands meeting where we invite the entire company. There's well over 200 people in the corporate offices today, and the meeting goes for an hour. So it's a very expensive meeting. But we cover everything from who are sort of the new employees who come into the company at the time, who celebrated an anniversary, to rundown of all the business metrics for the past week. So we try to be as open a book as possible about how the company's doing, what matters, what are the strategic priorities, where are we trying to get to in the next quarter or next year, so that everyone can start to kind of connect the dots as cleanly as possible between their day-to-day work and the objectives of the business.
That's pretty cool. Are you having a lot of fun doing this?
Yeah, it's it's been 9 years, and it's been just an incredible learning experience. So, it's rare to be able to come into a job where, just by virtue of the scaling of the company, the scaling of the teams, and the scaling of our problems, like, you're learning new things every year, certainly. So, if I wind back to the beginning, like, I was writing all the code in the platform, and, like, with a couple of the developers got launched, so it was very much in the weeds, very hands-on. Since then, I've learned to delegate, learn to hire the right kinds of people, learn to put in process and structure, and scale myself as a leader. And one of the benefits of being in a mission-driven company is we've been an absolute talent magnet within technology, and also in the other functions for absolute best-in-class people at every level of seniority in every function. So it's just been an awesome learning opportunity to see the new perspectives that some of these folks bring in. And it's sort of almost magical, right? When you're a founder and you're used to doing a lot of different things, but doing it sort of so, to see someone who's an absolute domain expert in that space come in and start to operate. So, and we continue to see that with certainly every senior hire we bring into the team these days, is continuing to have transformative impact. So that keeps it really exciting and engaging. And the other half is just the positive impact we're able to have. So we serve, over 1 million households at this point. So those are all, folks for whom we're able to provide access to healthy essentials that they may not have been able to afford on a habitual basis before. So, it just makes it an incredibly fulfilling place to work.
That is pretty cool. And so you can get this food anywhere that, UPS and FedEx are delivering?
Correct. So we ship to all the lower 48. We don't do Alaska, Hawaii yet, just because the freight rates are prohibitive at the moment. But yeah, every zip code, everything other than PO boxes, we can get deliveries in.